Hello everybody, this is Gregory with how I lost over 100 pounds and I've kept it off for 30 plus years, where there should be no hesitance in your weight loss and maintenance. Today we're going to talk about the Reflections of a Weight Loss Warrior series and talk about throwing away my fat clothes. Now, if you need help with weight loss, especially from the psychological point of view, contact me through the Clarity FM link found here in the episode notes. Also check out Naturopathic Earth, the website, The Awakened Man, the podcast, my books, and if you really appreciate my content, there is a link for PayPal. All right, so early in my weight loss, so this would be my senior year in high school and even probably my first year in college, so the first 2 years of my weight loss was a time of tumult psychologically and in terms of my body. I lost my weight relatively fast to lose the amount of weight that I did, and I didn't really get a vote of confidence from my mother. My mother said, Gregory, we're not going to throw away our clothes. Well, Mom, I know, but I've gone through, I probably lost 80 pounds in 6 months. I probably went through like 10 waist sizes. But we're not going to throw away your old fat clothes. Well, why not? She would like never give an answer. She's kind of, So I wasn't really getting a big vote of confidence. And look, understandably so. My family had been pushing me to lose weight for a long time, sending me to dietitians, and I didn't want to do it because I loved the food more than I loved myself. And then finally, like in a blink of an eye, relatively short, 9 months, let's say, I lose all this weight. And it's like one of these things. I've never been in this situation before. I'm sure they're thankful to God that I lost the weight. I was thankful to God because they didn't want their son to be overweight because of the diseases and the shortened life expectancy. And now we're at this situation, a kind of a crossroads, where there was no indication that I was going to be successful in keeping my weight off. And even though, it's not like we were super poor, my mom's just hedging her bets. She's like, well, you just keep it just in case. We'll put it deep in the closet next to all the clothes that I buy, that I never open. Go to that episode of Binging in the Mall. So on one level, this was like kind of hurtful to me, but at the time, I think I was more focused on it being hurtful to me. But with time and introspection and retrospection, I can see where they're coming from. It's like, what guarantee did I have at the time that I was going to keep my weight off for a year, 2 years, 5 years, much less 31 plus years? There was no indication. But it was kind of hurtful. And so I had all these clothes. I did not really feel comfortable in the new clothes. My brother was very into fashion, and back then J. Crew was really big, and he'd give me tips on clothes to wear. He'd be like, and I always noticed in his wardrobe, this is of course early 90s, he wore a lot of bright pink, light blues, light greens, pastels, light purples, and the dude was very popular. Clearly his clothes, he's always known fashion very well. He later went into pharmaceutical sales, and now he's a manager, and he's got suits. The dude knows how to dress, so I always defer to him on stuff like this. But he'd be like, wear the bright pink, wear the light purple, wear the light blue. And I was like, aren't those clothes kind of effeminate? Because back then we could use words we can't use now. He's like, no. So I still wanted to wear the dark clothes, the black clothes, the clothes that were going to make me look skinnier, because that's what you do when you're fat, right? You want to wear clothes that make you look slimmer, which is black essentially. He's like, no, man, no, you got the body now. Wear the light blue, the right pink. And I'm like, okay. So early on, after I lost my weight, I reached my milestone at the junior CrossFit ring ceremony, which was like about 180. I didn't really buy a lot of clothes. I just borrowed a lot of my brother's clothes. And he was off in college, but he would come and visit. And because I didn't really know what to buy, I was kind of in this closed limbo. And look, in the early 90s was not a great time of fashion. We're still wearing the baggy clothes. This is still like MC Hammer, Vanilla Ice time. And so fashion wasn't the best. But I just remember, I was kind of worried because it's like, am I going to keep this weight off? And yes, I worked out every day, but as we'll talk about, I don't know what order I'm putting this one in. I still had disordered eating. When I went to college, I would starve and then binge because I was so petrified that I was going to gain my weight back. So it's easy to say, looking back 30 years, well, yeah, of course you're going to keep your weight off. But statistically, 80 to 90% of people who lose more than 50 pounds regain it. So I was petrified to gain it back. So I can understand where my mom was coming from in terms of keeping the clothes, because even I didn't know if I was going to keep the weight off. And so I was like, do I really want to buy clothes? Because I do have this size 36, 38, 40, 42, 44, 46, all the ones that I had when I was losing the weight. Ultimately, it worked out, and my mom, even now, still has back. I'm just kidding. She doesn't have my clothes. But it was a difficult time. It was a time of transition. And it was just a time of not knowing my identity. And that's something you're going to see played out, especially in these first 10 episodes of Reflections of a Weight Loss Warrior. Guys, post in the comments. Let me know if you can relate. Hit the notification, subscribe, and share button. Until next time, take care, God bless, and pray.